Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Silent breed is people!
One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I don't know.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
E.T. Phone home.
If you did 20% of the work and got 80% of the results, wouldn't you do it? Well, Stephanie Miller wrote the book on it. How to Save the Planet the 80-20 Way. Let's hear some tips on how to save the planet right now on The Al Travis Show.
And you better get your copy of the book now before the second edition comes out with the other stuff we've been talking about. Zero Waste Living, the 80-20 Way. I love this book. But it didn't cover funerals. Remember from last week? It didn't cover, or 2 weeks ago, it didn't cover funerals. We got to get other chapters in here. How are you doing, Stephanie?
We are good. Listening to that jingle always puts me in a good mood.
Me too.
Does that
It's gotta be the catchy
does that
music.
sound too self-centered? I just love hear it. Just makes me smile.
Doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't know why it's all about you. I liked it too. So there. It's
Yay.
just a good jingle. Life treating you well?
Yes.
Good.
It is July 3rd, and you know what that means.
July 4th is tomorrow.
Yes, and it's in my world, it's Plastic-Free July, which is a really big deal in my world.
Well, I'm gonna tell you it's impossible. Well, I didn't know there was a plastic-free July. Everybody grab a month, do something fine. But July is plastic-free. How is that possible? There is nothing today without plastic. And here I share this story. My wife's mad at me. Can I share? Wanted to get a pair of dress slacks for the funeral.
Yes, I'm nodding.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to get a pair of dress. I want to get dress slacks for the funeral. I don't like plastic pants. I don't like plastic pants in my pants. I don't like plastic anywhere. 3 stores, all this shopping to find dress slacks that were made out of cotton.
It's hard.
Nothing. They have one thing was like 80% polyester and 20% recycled plastic.
Yeah.
What label? What are you talking about? You mean you're plastic?
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying? I had a hard time. Don't tell me you can get, you don't tell me you have enough cotton in your life that even clothing wise, you can go plastic free.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Well, it's crazy. It's crazy that it's so hard to find 100% cotton. I totally hear you. I'm sure I've shared this with you in the past, but my husband has a formaldehyde allergy. You might ask, how do you discover that you have a formaldehyde allergy? Your skin erupts and all of a sudden, and anyway, he got tested and we learned that formaldehyde is used as a chemical to bind different kinds of fabric materials together. So if you've got 100% polyester, you probably don't have formaldehyde. If you've got 100% cotton, you probably don't have formaldehyde. But if you blend, you almost always have formaldehyde. So we are on, whenever he needs a new pair of pants or whatever, we've got to find 100% cotton. And it is so hard to find these days.
What I don't get is, I don't care how stretchy everything else is. Cotton just feels better. It just feels like you're wearing clothing and not, a balloon. Yeah. I just hate. So I'm with you on this. I just don't know. I even looked at, look at the socks. What do you call them? Crew socks. They got the plastic in there, I suppose, to make it tight on your calves. I mean, it's just everywhere in clothing. I don't know how you do it.
It's really
so what do you do then in
July?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Right.
What are you doing?
So Plastic-Free July is this movement that grew over the last few years into quite a big movement. I think there are almost 200 million people that get involved in a formal enough way that they go on the Plastic-Free July website. I'm not a sponsor or anything. I'm just telling you about it. And you can make a little pledge. It's super easy. But the concept of it is to just get going, right? Because that's how my journey began. I want to get this plastic thing out of my life. And then it kind of roller coasters from, whatever the expression is. From there.
It's steamrollers, and it's like inviting a Stephanie Miller on your show 4 years ago, and now I worry about what my pants are made out of. It's steamrolls.
Exactly, in a good kind of steamrolly way. So anyway, it's a way to get started. It's not about July, really. It's a funky name. I don't know the exact origins, but the idea is to start and keep going. And they've got what's called the top 4. And so I'm doing something about one of these 4 I'm going to tell you about in a second because I think it's really cool. But
Well, the top 4, you got to go with plastic bottles. I presume bottles is like the number one thing that just gets thrown out.
So plastic bags is the number 1 thing. Water bottles is the number 2 thing. The number 3 thing is takeaway coffee cups, disposable coffee cups. The
there
number
you go.
4 thing is plastic straws. I think the reason they pick these 4 is not because of volume, but because these are the things that are in most people's everyday lives that are pretty easy to start thinking differently about.
Can I get in the head of a psycho who I love, Stephanie Miller?
Oh boy.
The straw thing. Can we not give people the straws? Take the cups, take the plastic bottles, take all the rest, but the straw does not work when it's made out of cardboard. It starts to work, and then it starts degrading. Give people straws. If we got rid of all other plastic and it was just straws, could we live with that? Please.
Okay, it's me.
Please.
So I want to, be me. And the answer to that dilemma, Al, I think is just say no to the straw. Why do we need a plastic straw, a cardboard straw, and any straw? If you are in a hospital and you are debilitated and you can't drink because you've had mouth surgery or you don't have good functioning, by all means use a plastic or whatever kind of straw you need. But you and me, we don't have straws. We just
I don't. The number of straws I use in my life is very minimal. I'm going to give you that. But here's the one that gets me, and I go into the wrong. If you go to a restaurant, and they bring the glass of the reusable plastic, it all depends how the 16-year-old kid in the back cleaned it. How often have you gotten a water bottle and you see a little bit of the last lady's lipstick on it or something? I'd like a straw in those situations where I'm not too sure how well we've done our job in the back room. I know that's a little germy of me.
Yeah. You
But you get my point.
With Jack Nicholson where, do you remember that
with
movie?
Helen Hunt, and he fell in love with it. Helen Hunt. I'm sure it was Helen Hunt. That was a great
that
movie.
called? Where he had
Little
bad
germaphobe.
OCD and he would go into a restaurant and he would use the silverware, but he would clean it off. Yeah. There are days when there are places I go where I do that and I think of him and I think of that movie. Yeah. So I hear you.
Here, let me make this deal with you. Stephanie Miller, today, I will give up all plastic in my life for the rest of my life if you give me plastic straws when I feel comfortable. You're going to make that deal. I'm not going to be able to live up to my end, but you'd make that deal in a minute.
If I were in person, I'd shake your hand.
I couldn't do it because I know I'd be lying, but yeah, you'd like that deal. Do the straw.
If you give up your single-use Mountain Dew, I will give everyone that listens to your show the free pass on the straw. The free pass. I know how to make Al Travis turn.
You hurt me right in my heart. No way I can do that. Okay.
Okay. Are you going to let me talk about my really cool project I'm doing for Plastic Free July?
I am, but I'm going to do it right after the break because we've got to go to break. It's a radio thing.
Okay.
Back after this with Stephanie Miller, the 80-20 way. Right after this.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease! It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Dust from livestock buildings can be harmful to your animals and to you. Coughing animals can lead to costly vet visits and other serious health problems. Now there's an environmentally safe solution for your dust problems. It's called DustLock. DustLock can control the dust all summer long with just one application. Protect your animals and your health with DustLock. Learn more at dustlock.com.
kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS Show.
The super exciting 80/20 way with Stephanie Miller and her huge get rid of plastic July deal. Not trying to oversell this. Stop what you're doing and pay attention. Here it is. Stephanie.
Here it is. Plastic-free July. Number one thing on the list to avoid is plastic bags. Probably you, I know, Al, already bring your grocery bags to the store. What if you took it one step further and always brought reusable produce bags to the store? So for plastic-free July, I have the coolest friends, a group of friends and different sets of friends, have gotten together 3 times in June to make 91 reusable produce bags that we are giving away at my local farmers market in a couple Saturdays. This is what some of them
look how
look
cute
like.
that is. Yes.
So cool. And the reason that they are sustainable, if you will, is they're made from fabric that otherwise would probably end up in the landfill. So I know your listeners can't see this, but I'm holding up
looks like a Ziploc bag made out of cloth.
Cotton cloth.
Yeah.
So this used to be someone's old fabric from that they were going to use for their couch to reupholster, and they had extra. It was sitting around for years. We're using it. We have people who have donated sheets that are torn. We wash them, of course, and then so I'm not a sewer. I have a really good friend named Bridget, and she, thank goodness, knows how to sew. It turns out you don't know who sews until you put the word out. Turns out I've got 3 friends that don't freak out when they see a sewing machine. And so I'm not sewing these babies, but I am cutting, I'm ironing.
Let me ask you on that, though, if I can interrupt.
Yeah, that's my story. I'm super excited.
Well, it's exciting. I think people could catch on. I don't get the operations of it. So I take that little bag you have right there, and I wander into Juba's Super Value, my Super Value here in town. God love them because they also carry Grandpa's barbecue sauce. Pick it up today for your holiday. But I go in and I throw a couple tomatoes, a cucumber, whatever, into that bag.
Yeah.
How does my favorite checkout gal know what's in the bag? Because you can't just look in it in the plastic and say, oh, that's apples. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
How does that work?
Okay. So despite I'm so excited about this project, the very easiest, best thing you could do is just put those, what did you say, cucumbers and whatever?
Yeah, I was making up vegetables. I couldn't remember 3 of them.
The shopping cart loose, right? But
I see. And then just load them in there. And
here's what I do, because I have the same checkout gal problem. So I take this bag I'm holding up, your listeners can't see. I put a few of these on the bottom of my cart. And in this particular one bag, let's say I want cucumbers, I'm going to rest my cucumbers on top of the bag.
Look how you are organized.
Yeah. And if I've got lemons, I've got a smaller bag like this, but smaller, and I'll put my lemons on top. You could also go ahead and put your produce in the bags, just let it peek out enough so that she or he can find the QR code. The one tricky thing, this is important, and this is in my world, there's this word called tare. Do you know what tare means? Tare? Right. Nobody knows what it is. It's the weight of the package. Well, you don't want to get charged. If you're buying avocados, you don't want to get charged for the weight of the avocados plus the weight of this bag. Yeah. So the way to do that is some grocery stores will weigh the container and then zero it out, take it off, and then put your avocados on top. That's complicated.
I have heard that name.
For most checkout gals and guys, they don't want to deal with that. I get it. It's long lines. They don't want to deal with it. So that's why I kind of just set it on top. I let them weigh my avocados, and then I bag them in my little beautiful produce bag.
Side note with the produce thing, why does it all have to have a sticker on it so that they can wing it by there? You know what I'm saying? Chiquita Banana, it was cool to have the sticker as a kid because you always stuck them on your cheek. Yep. I got it. But now every piece of produce and every apple has got to have the sticker on there. Don't get it. Is it so we don't have to teach the kids that's a
Yes.
cucumber? You just scan it.
Yes.
That's why?
Yes, that's why. That's why.
That's horrible.
And isn't it nice when you've got no sticker on it and the checkout person knows, oh yeah, this is the bananas or these are the avocados and I know what the code is or I can quickly look it up. And if you do the self-checkout, it's not that hard to look it up, right? Have you ever done one of those? Do they have that?
We have it, the Walmart. So, I won't go there. Because there's vegetables there. I don't want to go scanning through it. And did I get the Honey Crisp apple or the whatever? Apple. I hit Apple and then it's going to charge me because I just don't want, and then they can probably throw me in jail or something. I hate the pressure of that.
I understand, which is why farmers markets are such a great solution. Because you just go and your farmer who's selling you the stuff knows exactly what they're selling you and you get to have a nice little conversation. And I just want to say, this whole idea is not mine. I borrowed it from a really great gal named Anne-Marie Bonneau, the Zero Waste Chef, who has been doing this produce bag giveaway at farmers market for years. And now that I'm doing it, it's so much fun. And I wish you could come to our market on July 12th. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Your markets are different, though. As an example, produce. We have a produce farmers market-y thing out in this parking lot. They just load it up, and it's all on your honor. There's a little box there. If you're going to grab an apple in a thing, add it up, put the money in the thing. They don't even have to man it. That's how cool it is, because everybody, what, you're going to steal tomatoes from me? Is that your problem? It's all self-serve. And I don't have a problem there because generally I get $4 for the produce. I only have a $5. I just tipped the box because I'm not going to worry about $1, right? Yeah, it works out here on your honor system.
Oh,
that's how we do it.
That. I wish we had that here.
Well, I presume you don't because we have nicer people in Minnesota. You know that. You're from Minnesota.
I am from Minnesota, so I get that.
Yeah,
we have nice people in D.C., but yeah.
You're not leaving your produce out for others to pick. No, you're not. I got to fly. Thanks for coming on. Have a fantastic Independence Day weekend. Will you?
You have a fantastic Independence Day too, and I'll see you soon. But
see you too.
Yes, think of me on July 12th with my plastic-free bag.
It's all I'm going to think about. And remember, it's plastic-free July. Do the best you can.
Tired of one side?